Hey everybody, what's up? It's Tipping the Scales, and you know I'm your girl Shay Dawson.
Tania Rivers. Welcome back, crew. So happy to be back behind the mic. Where I belong. You know, this is where I belong.
Yes, we're
Right?
back. We're back. I wonder how many times we've said we're back.
1,000.
1,000, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
So, what was your day like today? I always like to start with a check-in.
Oh, I mean, my day is great.
Great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
If you guys can't see her because you're not watching the YouTube, smiling
I got a
so big.
Kool-Aid smile on my face. Remember
I mean,
Kool-Aid
these Kool-Aid smiles are just wow, amazing.
Amazing. Yep. I'm at home.
That frown is definitely turned upside down.
Completely. Transformation.
Starting your new gig.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exciting. Yeah. I started my new gig on Monday. It was great in New York. I feel like the vibe in New York is just so different. Like everyone's at a whole new pace and the days are much longer. Like day one was like happy hour, then dinner. Next day, dinner. It's just very long days, but it's fun. And I'm ready to really embark on this new journey in my life. I feel like I have all these new starts and
This is like so great.
it's really fun and exciting at the same time.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Wow.
I know. How's your day going so far?
Good, really good. Got out and played tennis again. I am super.
Go, boo. You know I like
I
that
know,
activity.
Right? It's so cute. My father-in-law comes pick me up and then we get, waters and then we head to the court. It's just like the cutest thing. So
I love
it's cool for me too because I didn't have that growing up. So I feel like I'm getting those things that I always wanted.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's
very
good.
exciting.
Yeah.
Look, so before we really dig in on our topic today, which is a really good one. How many times have we said that?
We say it every time.
I know, right?
But we be telling the truth.
I know, right? But no, we just want to continue to really thank our tippers. The amount of growth that we've had is just mind-blowing. And we would not be where we are today without all of you dialing in and being a part of our journey. So thank you so much. Shay and I appreciate you a lot.
Yeah, T, we got to give ourselves a round of applause. I'm sorry. We got to.
Yay.
Yes, consistency. Yeah. And shout out to our team, our amazing team at Title League, pushing us to the limits, knowing that our schedule is busy, but being like, we got to get this done.
Like our schedules are just, I don't know.
And they're just like cheerleaders in the back. So it's just really, really dope to have that.
Yes. So thank you, Title League. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
All right. So today, here's what's going down. I know, and it's funny because when I look at who Shay show ups in terms of a friendship, I will legit grade you an A++. Like you are an amazing friend, very supportive, and not just for me. Like you have a lot of, you have different friends in your life for different reasons, and our friendship is different, it's unique. Like I look at you definitely as a little sister, but who I see Shay show up in my friendship with you, and it's the same person, right? Just in different ways. So I just think that that's special because not all of us are great friends, right? We're just not. And
Correct.
Myself included, like when I think about who I am, I can definitely be a better friend and to different people. And that's just an area of opportunity for me. So Shay and I thought it was important to really focus on the importance of friendship because in some way, some fashion, like we're all friends for someone else, and who we show up, it's going to be very different depending on who they are in our lives.
And it's important to have those core friends, right? Those friends that know you at your worst. But it's also important to have friends who are new and give you new life and new perspective.
Absolutely.
Because, you're changing as a person, you're growing, you're evolving, and not all of your friends, doesn't matter in which area of your life, but not everyone's going to like everything, right?
Yeah.
So you need your different friends to feed your different energies, your different hobbies, your different just your different anything that's different about you. You need someone to always kind of sharpen that, like iron sharpens iron. So
yeah,
friendship is very important.
Yeah, I think too, you have people who are in your lives for different reasons, and each friendship that you have is unique and special in its own way. Mm-hmm. And, I have to just call myself out because I'm a few different things. And this is definitely an area of opportunity for me. So I'm either the super busy friend we don't hear from until every now and then again.
Yeah.
And then I'm this friend who I overcommit myself. And that's my freaking problem. And I have to stop doing it because it doesn't matter. Like I can make excuses for it. But at the end of the day, I say, you need me, yes, T, can you do this? Can you do it? And I say, yes, yes, yes to everyone because I want to. And then I realize I got 1,000 other things to do and I'm just spread too thin and I can't get to everything. So I want to be this amazing friend and my heart's in the right place. But at the end of the day, I talk about this all the time. Like no one really cares about your intention. People cares about the impact that you have in their lives. So although we have great intention to do all these things, but how you show up is just important. And I have not showed up in the best light, I would say, over the past few years. I could definitely be better.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your intention. I appreciate intentions.
I know you do, but most people don't.
I know most people don't. I do. I honestly do. Yeah. And I'm with you. I can check myself too. I have fallen off as the friend who's the one that's always rescuing, and I won't say it's by accident. I'm still coming out of the pandemic, still getting back to a routine of sorts. And I have had to say I cannot be that friend that drops everything because I guess I am. I'm trying to be honest with myself right now. Like I'm over here like fighting with myself. I am pouring from an empty cup. Wow. So I am trying to find my way back to being that friend that is everything, but I haven't had it.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, a part of it feels good not to be the person that's always dropping everything to go rescue everyone else.
Yeah.
And I am having a breakthrough. I'm having like this transition in my life where I'm like focusing, really, really focusing on breaking through and becoming the best Shay, whatever that next Shay is. Like I'm killing off a part of myself and like relearning how to be better. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of friend I am right now.
I like that. No, I think we need to touch upon that, Shay, because that's super important. So what you said, what I heard you say was you are relearning to do better. And sometimes we're not honest in order to get there. Like we don't want to relearn. We go through an experience and how many times have you heard someone say, it is what it is? Well, we gotta not always focus on it. It's not always.
What's the opposite of that? It ain't what it ain't.
Sometimes it happens, but now how can you make it better the next time around? So not just because it is what it is means, oh well, like that's what happened.
Yeah.
Next, it's like, how do you understand how you showed up so you can be different the next time around? And that's just so important. Because this life is short. Let me tell you that. Like, before you blink your eyes and you lose family members and and friendships and people move on, and this life is just so short lived. So we have to make the best out of it. But while we're here, those who are in our circle play very important roles, and who we show up and in that circle, whoever it is, like we have to be the best version of ourselves and make sure that we're given that person, that we're filling up that person, or we're given we're putting our best foot forward in the friendship.
I totally agree. And like I said, I'm trying to be honest with myself right now. Like I'm really digging deep here. I find myself apologizing a lot for missing birthdays and missing things because I'm just not living in that like
just busy too. I mean,
and exactly,
you're not there. And I mean, how many times you're like mentally in Atlanta, you're in Philly, you're here. I mean, we were just talking about how next week I'm in Phoenix, next week all day Chicago after that, in Nevada, then Colorado, Then I think I'm back in California.
Yep.
Then I'm in upstate New York. Like I'm never home.
In Phoenix, like trying to make sure you're
And
supporting
try
your
to
child.
be there for the playoff games too. It's like, but your schedule is just as hectic. And I don't want to hide behind that though, because I think that's important too. Like I don't want to sit here
trying to be honest.
Behind the mic and say, oh, well, I'm busy. It is what it is. Like I'm busy, but still I can take time to make a phone call. And I need to stop overcommitting. Like
correct.
I know what I have on my plate. Opposed to just saying yes in the moment, what I need to say is, let me think about that. Let me go back.
Or let me get back to you.
Yes.
I got to utilize those words more too. Like, I'm not sure because I hate disappointing people too. So I'm like,
that's the problem.
I feel pressure to answer, either yes or no in the moment. A lot of times it's not no, but just saying, you know what, let me check my schedule. Let me get back to you.
Yeah. Let me get back to you.
Yeah. And you can always get back to people and people understand that. So I definitely have to do that more. But in terms of when I do show up, of course I show up with my whole bag of everything. Like I'm ready. Like, and I'm also finding my core friends, like friends that are going to go with me to the next level because everybody can't go.
No.
And I'm also realizing that too, is like, if I have to over apologize for missing something, or if you give me attitude because you haven't asked me how I'm doing, you haven't done anything, but you expect me to be there for you, I'm kind of just being like, I'm gonna let that go. Like, I'm just like, I'm not overextending myself. If I apologize and I recognize that I've done something incorrect or I've hurt your feelings and we've communicated about it and you're keeping score and you're holding it over my head, chances are you're not going to make it to the next phase of my life either. And that's not maliciously, but that's just protection.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I need to know, right? I need to know that my friends are my friends no matter what. No matter what. Yeah. Obviously, there's things that are happening. I don't see myself betraying anybody or doing, like, that's just not what I do. So, I feel like the things that, I've been experiencing lately are forgivable. Like, like hold me to it, hold me accountable. But at the end of the day, like, people tired out here. So you got to know what kind of friend you have. I'm a lifer. Like you can't judge me off of one day or 1 month. So.
Yeah. And I think too, like I talk about this with my, in my professional life and in my personal life as well, is that with any friendship, any relationship, conflict is part of your experience. And as long as you make sure that that conflict is a healthy conflict, or you know how to address the conflict, recognize that it's happening and work it out in a very respectful way, then that's all that matters, because things are going to come up in a friendship that is tough.
Correct.
Things are going to come up in a friendship that will cause you to have some type of disagreement or some type of misunderstanding. Like we're humans. And when it does happen, is how do you really be able to address that situation without letting it become a cancer and come in and wreck your entire relationship. So, when you think about friendships, have you ever had an experience that was tough with a friend that you had to really work through in order to keep that relationship?
I wouldn't say that I had anything incredibly tough to work through because of my intentionality when in friendships. I would say one of my best friends, shout out to Samhar Fetza Hudson.
Shout out.
I know that's my dog. So we have like a very transparent relationship where we go at it all the time, but it's not, and people get uncomfortable like listening to us, but we're not holding grudges in the moment. We're like sharing our emotions passionately. Like one time I went to LA, but I had so many projects and so many people to meet, and she wanted me to meet her on her lunch break. So I had found like 45 minutes, but LA, you got to be very precise with time because traffic is crazy.
Insane.
It's insane. It's insane. And so she was working in the opposite direction of where I was. So I needed to go north to get her, to see her. And she changed up the time. And so I was like, well, I can't meet you at this. I mean, I thought she was going to kill me. Like she literally was like, she was so mad at me. She didn't answer her phone, but I just kept calling like a stalker. calling. And then she was like, I'm going to dinner with someone else. Have a good day. Bye. Right. And mind you, I know her, so I'm not even tripping, but she's so mad. She's expressing
let her simmer down. Let her, right. She's upset. Let her sit with that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people need to sit in that and not mm-hmm. press the button. Because I know when I'm upset, I get like, I remember I was having a little disagreement with Brother Muhammad, and he like legit pissed me off. And he like wanted to talk it out. I was like, no, not right now. I need a second. I need a break. And he's like, oh, so you're just gonna run from this conversation? Dude, I'm not running. I'm cooling off. Like you don't want to talk to me right now.
Learn me.
I'm like, this is not a good time.
And I know her.
Let me simmer down.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you gave her a cooling off period.
But this is how I know that she's a true friend and that she's one of my best friends ever. Mm-hmm. I didn't care what she was feeling. I would pull up to wherever she was at. I would literally call around and ask people, because I'm like, that's what love looks like to her. Is if I would have just let it go because I had an ego or anything, I won't say we wouldn't be friends, but it would be harder to get back. But my thing is, I know she needs me to show her that I love her and that I'm going to go the extra mile. So what I did was, I kept calling her. And I was like, you know, when you're in a relationship, you're like sending long text messages like, look, if you don't stop acting like this, like I was
answer your phone.
Answer your phone. I'm coming to pull out. Where you at? So I just kept hitting her. And then she like sent me the message or whatever. So I pull up. Man, when she came outside, she was like so happy. She gave me a big old hug. But she was really, really upset. But I was like, I'm not going to stop trying.
That's right.
So it's like people like that. You know what I mean? Like, and
I give up on people that you love or
exactly
people that you care about. Like,
because I knew she wouldn't give up on me. And the fact that she was showing that much emotion that she didn't get to see me. And mind you, I moved to the East Coast. So it's not like I could see her. We used to live together. So she was like, Shay, I need to see you. Like you cannot leave this place without seeing me. And so for me, just for her showing that emotion and that, like, even though it was like annoying, I was like, that's my dog. Like, I gotta do this. So like, I know my friends wouldn't. Yeah, you just know it. You just know that they'll fight for you as well. So
you know who they are. And I think what you just talked about, although we didn't say it directly, is remembering the importance of forgiveness. And we talked about forgiveness many of times on many of our episodes where we talked about the power of forgiveness, and it's real.
And her love language.
Yeah, and knowing the person.
Show me. Stop talking.
Yeah. Well, what did I just say about those action words? We had a whole conversation about those action words. But it's being able to forgive, is being able to recognize the point of contention. Mm-hmm. So that way, when you see it again, you know what it is, and you figure out a way around it so that it doesn't continuously be an issue in your relationship. Mm-hmm. So for me, you know, I had recently had an issue with one of my girlfriends, and it's not really an issue, but I felt like our relationship was always in flux for some reason. And we were supposed to meet up in California, and I couldn't go. And then her and I were supposed to meet up the same day. And then when I realized I could go, the flights, you know, if you try to book a last minute flight to
skyrocket
California, it was like dumb. Like 20-something $100. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. And I was flying from Phoenix too. I mean, I could even try to justify it from Philly. It's a 5-hour flight, but an hour for more than 1,000, not happening. So, you know, it's an hour flight. So she was already there, and I felt bad because I couldn't make it. But what I was planning on doing, because she was going to fly the next day to come see me in Phoenix, we were going to a game together and whatever. Because she was legit so mad that I couldn't come that night, and she didn't want to wait the next day. So here I am thinking she's flying to come see me, like the plan. She never communicated that the plan changed. So I was like making a whole big deal, like all these things I would do to surprise her so I can make the best of it when she comes here. So I didn't have time, you know, wasn't able to make it to LA. But I called her like, this is weird. I didn't hear from her. And she like, nope. She texted me like, no, I'm on a flight to Philly.
That's what my friend did too. She's like, I'm going to dinner with someone else.
I was like, but opposed, like, but you see how you are the better person. But my annoying, I was like, okay, well, whatever. And I didn't call her either. So I was like, all right, well, bye. Like, I done did all this shit to make your experience good because I couldn't go. And then now you're like, you weren't even going to tell me you were on a flight to Philly. So I was definitely in my feelings big time. And I just was like, forget about it.
Someone should have communicated, right? Like, she should have communicated that she was on a flight. No?
Yeah, I think when I reached out to her, she said. So what I did was I just left it alone it's probably been like 2 months. And then I reached out to her yesterday because I realized that it's silly. Like, it's been a couple months. We're not talking. Someone needs to be a bigger person. And I know she's probably still upset that I couldn't make it to LA. So I'm like, look, we need to talk. And I reached out to her. She's like, well, it's, she wants to get together. She's like, I'm willing to chat. I'm like, okay.
Those are always tough.
Yeah. But at least I have to do my part. Like, the only behavior that you can control is your own. And as long as you do the right thing and you are at peace on how you handled the situation, that's what matters most, is that you've done the right thing.
That's it.
And if someone else doesn't want to acquiesce, then you know that you've tried to mend and kind of build that, try to do whatever it is to take to rebuild. And as long as you've done the right thing, then that's what really matters most to me.
Yes, I totally agree. And that's also kind of what I was referring to in the beginning. That's what I'm learning is like, I'm going to do the best that I can. And I'm going to communicate. These are my intentions. I maybe did not get to execute it the way I wanted to.
That's right.
But also my real friends are going to say, you know what, Shay, that's okay.
That's okay.
Thank you for trying. Right? Yep. People who really love me and understand and want to understand will say that. And that's who I want to live with.
That's who you want in your space.
My life going forward.
Right?
Of course I want to be held accountable. Of course, please don't let me slide when things happen. But it's the way you say it. It's the way you communicate. It's the way you let me express myself. To me, that's what I want to be. That's the type of friendship I want to have going forward. I don't want friends that keep score. I don't.
That's right. Or checking off this box like, yep, you did this, you did that, you did. Don't hold things. And I think that's what's important for tippers, right? Is don't hold things against people. Like you have two choices. One, that you forgive and you move on in the sense of rebuilding that relationship. That's option number one. And option number two is you decide that, you know what, I don't want that person in my life and I'm good. I'm going to move in a different direction. You have two choices, right?
Yeah.
But so if you're going to take option number one, then stop kind of collecting score. You said you forgave, or you've already accepted that you've forgiven the person. Then start taking those steps in the right direction to make things better.
Because we're imperfect.
And move on. Because guess what? Someone else is going to let you down in this lifetime, whether it be a friend, a child, a spouse, a significant other. Like we're human beings and we will let you down. And you either have to make the decision if you're going to forgive or you're going to move on. But the choice is yours.
Yeah. And also, I think what we also have to take with us too is it's about the communication. It's about what you do. Like you said, if you say, sorry, this is what happened. This is what I'm going to do to fix it, right? Give some action items. And if you don't accept or that person doesn't accept, I don't know what to say, right? Like, it's like you just have to you have to listen, be open to listen, but also make sure if you're the one who did something that you communicate.
Sure.
And so it's just one of those things where you have to really understand it's a two-way street and it's a two-way healthy street. You're not going to, it can't be one toxic and then one healthy, right?
Yeah.
It has to be a two-way street. So.
Yeah. One person can't fix it. It takes, it takes two to make things go right.
Hey.
Yeah. It takes two to make it out of sight. Hey.
Here we go.
I'm about to start rapping and I can't rap at all.
I know. I felt every time every time.
Keep it up because I want to keep it in check. I got an idea that I want to share. You don't like it, so what? I don't care. Anyway,
but
we're back. But okay, so we talked about you have to have that willingness to forgive or move on if you decide that this person isn't for you. And Shay said something at the start of this conversation that I think is very important, is that every single person that comes in your life is not there for the whole duration of your life, right? Like sometimes people are in our life for a reason, for a season, and accept it for what it is and know that everyone doesn't go along for the entire journey.
And
there
there's
are some
no
pit
malice.
stops. Nope, there's some pit stops along the way. Like, get off my train.
There's no malice.
Your stop has come to an end, and it's time for you to get off.
Yeah, and sometimes
sorry,
you just
not sorry,
grow in different directions.
Right? So that's that. So look, if you have hurt someone, or you are at a place where someone in your life has hurt you, won't you be the bigger person today, Tipper, and make the decision if you want to forgive the person or not? But the most important thing that you have to do is communicate. Like, don't sit in it. Like, that to me is that's the immature way of handling things. Like, make the decision to say, okay, like, look, you address it.
Yeah. And if you've apologized, you leave it there.
Sit with it. And then that's that. But don't feel obligated to continue to let someone in your life who isn't supposed to be there be in that space. Remember, we talked about the last time is having that power to let go and move on. Yeah. That, not keep continuing to be in a situation that you're not supposed to be in. So I think that's super important.
And the power of friendships, just know that you really only need one. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, you do. That's true. You only need one.
You don't need a whole gang.
You don't need a whole gang of people, but you do need quality over quantity. So
that's right. Quality is important. I never had, but I had like a handful of friends. I think that's all I
mean, your family can be friends too. So
yeah. All right. Well, look, Tippers, thank you for listening about the power of friendship. Be a better friend, or at least do your best to be the best friend that you can be. So thank you so much for continuing to listen to Tipping the Scales wherever you get your podcast, and we will see you back again.
Love you.
Peace. Bye.